And trust way is different. And we are very much influenced by Confucianism, but very big difference from Chinese one. So we need to analyze what difference is. We don't have Chinese saying true. We don't have deception.
Mm-hmm.
Japanese are honest. Okay.
Yeah, honest, but is a we don't feel anything if I will betray someone.
Oh, okay. Betray, right? Yes. Yes.
It's not heavy for Japanese,
Yes,
so
yes.
that's why. Yeah, I think the trust cannot be existed in the current Japanese society.
Okay, Japanese saying tell a lie, but Chinese people lying for 20 years.
But why do people betray others? What would be the moment that people would decide to betray
Okay,
others?
Japanese have also plot, but Chinese a big plot.
No, but actually, so is it to maintain your position? So if you, like, let's say your manager, Takai-san, let's say your manager would betray you. If that would happen, would he do that for himself or for his position inside the company?
Oh, Chinese, Japanese same. Japanese top executive, they try to keep their position for next 3 years, right?
For their position in the company.
He doesn't think about his company. He just thinking he try to keep his position. Japanese, Chinese the same.
So could it be different for himself?
Yeah. Different is
or
different
his
is how to
position
is
in
different.
company?
But his mind is almost the same. He tried to keep his position instead of company.
Okay. So what you're saying is actually okay. So I was actually under the impression that people do this because of the way that they want to kind of like stay within the common sense. So if he feels that his subordinate is doing something that goes against the common understanding within the company, then he would kind of like throw his subordinate in front of the bus because he wants to make sure that his department is handling with the common sense within the company.
So education is need much more focus on why are you living for what? Okay, this is truncated recently. He tried to sustain his family. He tried to keep his position. Many people like that. This is not good way. And China cases and Chinese education is much more focused on why are you living for what. They recently very much emphasize on it. This is that calls them more stronger country rather than Japan. Why Japan is struggling for past 30 years? They lost their objective. How they're going to survive? They just survive only for themselves. That's wrong. That's the reason why no growth.
So this means I think the collectivism and individualism are somehow mixed.
This is not relating individualism or collectivism. American company people they try to much focus on how to their company's growth, right? How to grow their company. They got more profit from the company, employees. But Japanese people, they don't think about, they're only thinking about his salary. No company growth. That's big difference.
Well, basically the people in the company need to be taken care of. That's what they're thinking about.
Not in Japanese?
No.
Japanese thinking for their company's growth?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, not for the company's growth, but basically to make sure that the company doesn't take too much risks. The company keeps going. The company makes a modest, but stable income, so that they can survive. And as a result, they can keep the position. But they would not deliberately jeopardize the company in favor of themselves. They would actually make sure that the company can sustain, so that they can sustain their position. That's why they are not going for radical growth, because maybe that could jeopardize the company, and that could jeopardize their position. but not their position first. Basically, the company first, and then as a result of that, they can keep their position.
Oh, but recently Japanese company very short-sighted compared with American company.
Very same.
Very short-sighted, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years maximum. It means nothing happened. That's the reason they're lagging behind. American company, not all of those, but
you understand that the further you look away, the more risks are involved with the decision that you make.
Yeah, they are willingly to take risks, but Japanese avoid
they
risks.
are not willing to take risks. Why do they not want to take risks? Because the risk could jeopardize the future of the company. It could jeopardize their position.
Yeah, if you are just watching your food, it's very safe. Your food, right?
Yeah.
Just some dangers in front of your food. So avoid it, just easy.
Yeah.
But if you're going to watch in 5-10 years later, it's very difficult to make investment.
Yeah.
But without that kind of investment, long range, nothing happens.
So
As you know, no growth.
They need a company to survive. Otherwise, they cannot survive.
Yes. So everybody is taking, yeah.
So this means they are not acting individualism. So if they're behaving in individualism, thinking individualism, they would have done something to survive by herself.
Yeah.
But they rely on the survivability of the company, so it couldn't be said individualism.
Right. In the United States, people would actually try to maybe go independent, find another job, basically whatever it takes to survive themselves. They would not rely on the company to survive. Most people would rely on themselves to survive.
So still it's like Japanese own village.
Right. But actually, it's also the other way around. The company doesn't rely on its people to survive. They do not make any commitments to their workers. They would easily swap one worker for the other. If somebody is too difficult, they will try to kick him out and then get somebody else with the same skill set who is less troublesome. So it's mutual distrust. That's the basis of our culture. Whereas in Japan, there is a premise of trust, but you have to make sure that you earn that trust and you maintain that trust. Then the company will take care of you, and then you will be taken care of.
Oh, what do you mean? Trust who? Each other?
There is the premise that basically because you are
promise.
Yeah.
But actually, we distrust each other, company and employee.
But many cases, not only Japanese, any people, boss will doubt his subordinate. Boss is very important. Boss doubt you. Right? Boss doubt you. This is the most important. How to persuade him. Many people not good to read his true mind.
The boss's mind or the subordinate?
Boss's mind. Need to make an effort.
The boss's
When
mind.
I was working past 30 years, I always thinking about his bosses, what he's thinking of, what he's expecting for. Some people he's just only thinking about only his position. Some people he's thinking about his company. Depending on person by person, their objective is different. So always need to consider what boss is thinking about, what is objective. This is very important. This is not individual, this is not collectivism. Different. Many people misunderstand. Boss is the same idea of you. No, it's different. I have a question, a different question, quite different. Why American young woman smiling for everyone? Why? Why? Passing by, woman is smiling me.
Oh,
Why?